Aloha, my name is Lokela Kaia, and I am currently a high school senior. I am set to graduate on May 21st, 2025 of this year. And today I am interviewing my dad, who is currently employed with the ILWU.
My name is Jordan Ikaika Kaia, and I'm 41 years old.
Where were you born?
I was born in 1983 in Wailuku, Maui, and raised in Pukalani, Maui.
What was your first job?
My first job as a teenager in high school was working at this place called Dell's Farm Supply. And like the name says, it was a feed-in farm store that had a warehouse, and it was also my first experience with offloading containers and working around a forklift.
When did you first come across the ILWU?
I first came across the ILWU in 2004 when I became a supplemental longshoreman at the port of Kaului. And back then, we actually contributed to union dues.
What is your current occupation with the ILWU?
Well, I'm currently a full-time longshoreman for McCabe, Hamilton, and Rennie, and my current job title is as a foreman.
Is this your first union job?
This is my very first union job, and like I stated, my only experience was that time frame that I spent as a supplement on the waterfront since 2004.
How long have you been employed with the ILWU?
So I got this full-time longshore position in 2013, so just under 12 years ago.
How long did it take you to reach your current job title while working for the ILWU?
So I was very fortunate. A term that's used on the waterfront is timing is everything, and just so happened I spent 5 years as a laborer, and within 5 years I became a foreman, and I've been a foreman for nearly 7 years now. So very fortunate.
What exactly does your job require you to do?
First and foremost, to ensure the safety of the laborers that are working with me, as well as the machine operators and the winchmen, as well as ensuring the negotiated contractual guidelines are upheld between the company and the union, ensuring things like our lunch period is being taken, our work hours are being completed in a timely fashion, as well as making sure that the overall job is working efficiently, but most of all, safety.
Why is your job important?
Well, for the overall scheme of things, my main priority is to ensure that each and every man that works under me, or woman for that matter, makes it home to their family each and every night. And so safety is a top priority. We all have families, children, parents, and I want to make sure that my men are safe and get back to their families. But ultimately, there's a lot of things that come into play. Directing the men, making sure that the job is done in a smooth and efficient fashion. But like I said, my utmost importance as a foreman is worker safety.
How big of a role does the ILWU play in the state of Hawaii?
So prior to becoming a full-time member, I had little knowledge of the importance and how vast the network of the ILWU Local 142 was. We are basically in nearly every industry in this state, from hospitality, travel, transportation, agriculture, trucking, car dealerships, the longshore, warehousing. So we're the fabric that make up the local blue collar workers of this state. And so having a union to back those workers, to ensure that those workers are paid fairly, to ensure that those workers are being taken care of and have the best possible medical benefits to keep them safe, to keep them living longer, to be able to take care of their families in the same fashion. That's huge and important. As well as, if it wasn't for this job, majority of us wouldn't be here and wouldn't be able to survive in this state. And so having a union that fights for the wages that we have allows us to survive and continue to live here in our home of Hawaii.
How do you think working under a union has helped provide for our family?
I mean, for all those reasons, I was making but a fraction of what I'm making now as a foreman and a full-time longshoreman from my previous job. I was paying between $200 to $600 a month to provide just myself with medical. Your mom and yourself, we couldn't afford medical, and so we're taking a government subsidy medical plan. And so in 2013, when I became a full-time longshoreman, it was huge to be able to provide you both with not only medical, but the best medical plan I've ever seen. And so it has helped us immensely. I've been in the hospital, your mom's been in the hospital, your sister was born, and the type of plan that we have took care of us very well. And so, yes, it allows us to survive and continue to live here in our home in Hawaii, and it allows us to be taken care of whenever we come across any medical issues that we all will have. And so it's been huge for our family.
Would you say that the ILWU takes care of its members?
I mean, once again, same thing, right? For all the reasons I just stated, absolutely. I don't believe there's any member that can say that they don't. And so, we are all compensated well. We're all taken care of. I believe, not only myself, but I can speak for my coworkers. We all enjoy and love working where we work because of the incentive package that the ILWU negotiated and fought for. And these are things that were fought for and the foundation that was laid for generations. And as a member in 2025, that's something that we have to look forward to down the future in ensuring that we continue this foundation that was laid before us and we expand on it for generations to come.
Prior to joining a union, what were your thoughts about them?
I always saw them as, for the friends that I knew that were union workers or family members that were union workers, they had the better paying jobs, they had the better benefits, while the rest of us were just scraping to get by. And so I was hoping and praying one day that I would eventually crack into a union, and we're obviously blessed nearly 12 years ago when that dream became a reality.
Thank you. Is there anything else you would like to add?
No, it's just that the ILWU has changed our lives, and I'm very appreciative.
All right.
Wow.
Thank you.